Good evening, everyone. Please confirm you can hear me. Good evening. Okay, Chris, you can hear me. Great, great, great. All right, let's remind everyone. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome, Praise. Welcome, Isikak. Welcome, Chris. Welcome to Wisdom class. It's been a while. All right, we know the drill. When you join, just let us know where you're joining from, your name and your location. Your name and location. Your name and your location. If you're joining, just let me know where you're joining from, name, location. Let's remind everyone the session has started for today. Today is going to be a very interesting class, and I'm going to be teaching for about 40 minutes, take questions, and then about 55 minutes, we should be done with the class for today. How many of you have missed wisdom class? How many people have missed wisdom class? Okay. Onome, you're joining from Lagos. I love your description, the largest black nation. That's beautiful. You are owning it. You're owning it. So our numbers are increasing. We have just 2 more minutes and then I start. Let's nudge everyone. Let's remind everyone wisdom class has started. It's been a while. I've also missed wisdom class myself. I had to Eniola from Redemption City. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay. More numbers are increasing. That's very good. This session is being streamed on YouTube. If you want to listen to it again, you can go to my YouTube page, Olumide Yomi-Omolayo, and you will see a replay of the session. All right. Paul, good to see you. Precious, good to see you. Gotin, good to see you. Gotin, only you. You have five names. Love it for you. Faturity, Favor, Olumide, Godson, Chukwueze. Ah, the Yoruba people can lay claim to you. The Igbos can lay claim to you. Even the English can lay claim to you. Beautiful to see. All right. I'm expecting more people, more people, more people. I'm expecting more people. I'm expecting more people. If we've all done reminders on the group, I've seen that. Let's do well to. So get your bios, get your notes. We would be diving. It's going to be practical, and we would be looking at how we can get better at actualizing our goals. One of the dangerous things in life is overestimating the damage that procrastination can do to us. And a lot of times, this is due to the fact that we do not expect so much from ourselves. Now, if you don't expect so much from yourself, if you are underperforming, you would not know that you are. A note that you should take from today's class: you should rather compare yourself to who you were yesterday than another person today. Compare yourself with who you were yesterday than another person today. Compare yourself with who you were yesterday than another person today. In simple terms, or to simplify what I've just said, you are your own greatest competition, greatest cheerleader, and greatest motivation. In Brian Tracy's book, 100 Laws of Successful People, one of the laws there is the law is of assumption. And that's one of the greatest mistakes we make. We assume that the life of other people who have results are way, way better than us, not realizing that we are associating their result to only a certain point in their life, because there are various areas that you can look at. You can look at their wealth, you can look at their health, you can look at their social life, you can look at their well-being, you can look at their relationship with their family and friends. You can even look at their mental health. There are many areas that are not known or seen by the average eye. This would inform you in making quality judgment about the life of others. If you're someone on this call and you are very fixated with following the successes of others and associating or comparing it with yours, you are in a dangerous slope. A very, very dangerous slope. So I say again, the best person you should compare yourself with is who you were yesterday and not another person today. If you're just joining, do well to drop your location and your name. Let me know where you're joining from. I've seen a lot of people joining from Lagos, some from Redemption City. I see a lot of people. Okay. I love how Onome puts, she's joining from the center of excellence in the largest Black nation. That is a very good descriptive way to say Lagos. Very interesting. Corridors from Lagos, Praises from Lagos, Isikak from Lagos. So we have a lot of Lagos people. I think we should have just one 6-hour wisdom class master class. It would just it may not be paid for. I'm still considering just for people on the wisdom class, where we sit, ask each other questions, and learn areas of personal development. I just want to let you know that wisdom class is both for a corporate individual and also an entrepreneur, because what we will be learning in wisdom class are life lessons that, if implemented, will bring positive results for success, because the goal and the end is that you and I become successful. And success is not limited to financial wealth. Success is knowing what you are called to do and taking strategic steps to achieving it. Why do I say so? If you know Mother Teresa, you would not say she was the wealthiest woman in the world, but you would agree with me that she was successful. So success is knowing what you are called to do, planning, and taking quality actions, calculated action towards achieving what you're called to do, achieving that goal, that success. So if you know that you were called to help children off the street and you've saved about 100 or 50 or even 20, you're on your path of success. Because one of the ways to also measure success is putting numbers to it to say, okay, this year I'm going to do 500. If I've done 300 or 400, I can measure it, because your goals should be smart, and permit me to say smarter. So they should be measurable. They should be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. And sometimes they should be risky. Today we'll be learning something very important and very pivotal to our success. Remember, I've said earlier that success is having a goal and ensuring that you plan and take strategic, informed decision towards it at every given point in time. What this will also help you accomplish is when opportunity comes, you would know which opportunity should be accepted and which should be ignored. Why? Because they will be in alignment with your goals. They'll be in alignment with what you are being called to do. So if you're on this call and you have a goal or a purpose, say you are in my field, for example, in marketing, and you say you want to be a chief marketing officer of a conglomerate or a multinational who will eventually become a mentor to young people who are integrated marketing communications to attain their height. Say that's your goal. Say that's what you're going for. That you want to show people the path to success, and their success will also be more like a retirement plan for you, because their success will be yours. You'll be happy that you train them. If, for example, you have a role to work as an EA for somebody in oil and gas and it's paying times 2 or times 3, and that company outsources their marketing efforts, it may not align with your goal, which is to say become a chief marketing officer in a multinational. It may not align with your goal, depending on the trajectory. If part of your goal is to say, okay, I want to learn from this CEO, I want to learn from this owner, and then go back, possibly would work. But when I say success on this call, know that success is knowing what you're called to do, identifying it, planning towards it, and taking informed decision towards it. So today we'll be learning procrastination and how to overcome procrastination. And before we go further, I would like to ask a question, and I want you to be very sincere with me. How many of you work better when you have a deadline to meet after procrastinating? How many of you have noticed that you work better or you achieve your goal when you have a deadline to meet after you've procrastinated? It might be a day procrastination, a week procrastination, or month procrastination, but you notice that you work better once you are about to hit that goal. I'm about to hit this goal, or I'm about to the timeline for this project is almost up. Okay, I see that Adedoyin said I do. Precious said I do. No, Noella, yes, Noella, I think says I do. Busayo says me. Glory says I do. My God, this is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people. That is a growing number. So 5 of you agreed to the fact that you work better when you have a deadline to meet after procrastinating. And this is because there are some cognitive, or this is not a psychology class, and I do not present myself as a psychologist. I'm just an individual who loves to read and learn about things that are outside of his primary field. So it's highly psychological when we get to meet our goals when we are working under a strict deadline because we procrastinated. There are endorphins that are released in our mental cavity that pushes us to achieve that goal in real time. And sometimes there's some of you that you feel excited. Is there any one of you that you feel sort of excited when you are working under pressure, or when you have a deadline to meet because you procrastinated, but you are doing it? You are doing it and you feel excited because you know you are getting it. Anyone on the call? You feel excited. You feel excited because there's a rush of positive emotion that yes, I'm already doing this finally. When you are working under a strict deadline, it's a level of excitement. How many of you? How many of you? Okay, someone says not excited, but my heart beats fast. Another says yes, she can relate. There's some level of excitement that you feel and you experience when you're working under a very strict deadline. Say you're supposed to do it, and I'm saying this because it has happened to me too. I had the presentation I was supposed to send on a Tuesday. I was informed about it at least a week before. I already had the content in my head because most times when I'm being told to speak about the topic or I'm given an opportunity to say something, I've I've grown an habit of walking through a process in my head. So I already know how the outline will work. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to say this, I'm going to say this, this is how the structure will be. So I always have it in my head because I'm a fast thinker. I just had to learn in recent times. When I say recent time, that's some years, that I don't always have to speak immediately. I am processing a thought, which is something I would advise every one of you here. And I got a feedback a couple of years ago that really hit me. It hurt me. And then I did a U-turn and I took feedback from that session. Someone gave me an award and said, uh, this award is given to, it was sarcastic. This award is given to the person that thinks the fastest on their feet, but does not put process to thinking, just think and talk. I wasn't happy. I denied the award. I said, this is not me. I'm not a reality of one person's understanding of my creative process. But I took feedback that it's not all the time I need to say something while I'm thinking about it. Sometimes I need to just process and pause. So as at Saturday, Sunday, I told myself, okay, when I get back from church, I will do the presentation. But when I go back, I was extremely tired. And on Monday, when I got back from work, I started that presentation. And normally the presentation would take me maybe 5, 6 hours because after you write the content, you do the design, PPT and all of that. But I did that presentation under maybe 2 or 3 hours. I was extremely fast. And it felt good because you're like, I know this thing, Jerry. And you feel like I shouldn't have been afraid of not even doing this thing in the first place. I'm very good. What's all this? But then you must realize that there are situations where we procrastinate if you're using some time management quadrant. If something is important but not urgent, you can push it for another time. There are important times where you procrastinate, but procrastination should not be an habit. So there are many of us that work better because we have a deadline to meet. And I'm going to explain what's happening to you in the course of this presentation and why It may be interesting at first, but it's a ticking time bomb that, if not curtailed early, would be the ingredient to your failure and not the springboard for your success. So we'll be looking at two things tonight. I'll be looking at procrastination, giving a brief explanation to it, and most especially, we'll be looking at overcoming it, which is the purpose of this call. But before you overcome something, you need to learn and know what that thing is about. And it would surprise you to know that in my research, my reading, I've come to a conclusion that procrastination is self-defeating behavior where individuals delay tasks despite knowing the negative consequences. It often it offers short-term relief, but a long-term stress and reduced productivity. This is the dilemma that many of us are not aware of. Do you agree with me that sometimes when you procrastinate, you know that it's going to affect you in the long run? When you're supposed to do something, then you say, I'll do it later. When you procrastinate, you already have a foreknowledge that that is going to affect you negatively. If you align with this, let me know in the chat section. You know, many times when you procrastinate, you already know that this thing will not end well, or this thing will put me under stress. So thank you, Adedoyin, for that honest feedback. Thank you very much. Thank you, Glory, for your feedback. Now we know that when we do this is but we still just I'll do later. There's a reason for it. I'm going to speak to why we procrastinate, and then I'm going to speak to how we can overcome procrastination. Because if the problem is identified, the solution is attainable. When we procrastinate and it becomes a habit, it will significantly affect your mental and emotional well-being. I'm going to explain how this affects your emotional and mental well-being. I hope you have your notes written down. Like I said, you can go back to YouTube to what, but don't procrastinate taking notes. Take notes, read them, and take an action item of at least 3 to 4 of the solutions, because I'm going to give you 7 solutions this evening. There are a couple of others that some people may have postulated, suggested, but I came up with these 7 based on what I've seen across board, based on the solution and the offer that many people have said would work as relates to overcoming procrastination. So I've read a bit, listened a bit, researched a bit, practiced a bit, and I've seen some that work. And I will be sharing with us tonight. So let's move on. Before we go to solutions, it's important for us to know what causes procrastination. If you can see my screen, you would see I put the first 4 here, and then I'll show you the other causes of procrastination in the next slide. Number 1 is perfectionism. Some of you may say, nah, this is not me. I don't really want things to be perfect. It's just I don't have time. No, the truth is there is a way you have analyzed the end result of that task you want to do, or that activity you want to get yourself involved in. Perfectionism is believing that tasks must be flawless. Unfortunately, it can paralyze your action, because you will always see things that will tell you why that thing will not work in the perfect form that you think of it to work. So you're always saying, no, I want it to be perfect. I want it to be like this. It has to be like this. When you have this mindset, you tend to procrastinate. Why? Because you are saying the factors are not okay. One advice I got as a single man, and I would tell this same advice to single ladies and men is there's no perfect time to get married. There's never a perfect time. What just happened is you associate some factors that you can live with, and there are some factors you can't live with. Say, for example, if you have a car as a guy or you don't have a car, it can be a factor that you can consider to live with if you're planning to get married. Some factors you may not consider as inevitable, say having a house. You just think that having a house is important, but there's never a perfect time for you to get married. And one of the things that affect us and causes us to procrastinate is because we want things to be perfect. Is a lie in our heads that say that when things are perfect, it works faster. And it's not so. When things are perfect, you tend to work faster. It's not true. It's not true. Another reason why we procrastinate is the fear of failure. Now, this fear of failure affects many, many, many people. Many people avoid doing things because they are afraid to fail. And it's amazing because sometimes the fear of failure affects us when we are doing tasks that we've done before. I will tell you something that happened to me. So in my church, earlier this year, we were going to start for the very first time elected position. We're going to run the church like a federal government where states have governors and then there's a central president. And the function of this body was to help the pastorate and the governing council create initiative and activities outside of the traditional or primary function of a church. So say, for example, organize buses for people to come to church, organize relief materials for students going back to school, checking up on members, things that are not the primary function of, because the primary function of the church is to save men from light into darkness. And then right there in church, our late pastor, now my provincial pastor, said was always going to be the chairman of the committee. And as at that time, I was doing a lot in the office, still the parish pastor of VI. And then I was like, this is going to be a lot of work. And then, okay, you'll be the one. I was scared. I said, oh my God, will I be able to do this? Why? The reason why I was afraid was because there was no template for me to work on almost immediately. I had previously contested for a position, so contesting was not a problem for me because I had done it before. But organizing and managing electoral process was something I was not fully aware of because I didn't even join the electoral committee while I was in school. I just was an advisor, like what I taught people in church. Sorry, at a program recently where I went to. I was just an advisor. So I was afraid. Then it got to a point where I was overwhelmed. Many messages, I was like, oh my God, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? And then all of a sudden I said, wait, we've never done this before in church. This is the very first time. So there is no, and this is me just talking to myself, there's no template for which anyone can compare it to. So I said, we are doing it for the first time and we'll do it well, meaning I am the one that will set the standard. So I told myself, why am I afraid? We'll do the best that we can do. And the moment I had that mind switch, I got great people on board. There's some people who were in charge of communication. I honestly didn't read up on INEC, but I just thought, what will I need? I got people in charge of communication. I got people in charge. We wrote our own electoral document as we had a code of conduct for contestants. We have a law that was binding. We had an electoral, we had a technical committee. We did not do our manual process of electing. it was strictly virtual, and we were doing it for the first time ever. It was so seamless and free and fair that some people were giving feedback and say, you should try Nigeria's INECO. Like if you can do it for a church, once resources are there, you can double up. It just had to take me a moment of telling myself, Olumide, you're already the chairman of the electoral committee. There's no reason for you to be afraid. Just do it. Another reason why we procrastinate is low self-efficacy, not efficiency now, efficacy. Many times you doubt your ability to perform, and it's because you compare yourself with other people. I told us earlier when this class started, you should compare yourself with who you were yesterday, not with another person today. You should compare yourself with who you were. So yes, ask yourself yesterday, did I make good use of my time? Oh, today I'm much better. Oh, last week Monday, I didn't have wisdom class. I've not had wisdom class for a while. I've just been taking time to read. Oh, today, the reading I've done, has it been impactful? Has it been important in the way I present, in the information I give people? Is the information I give them good enough for them to take action and get results? That's comparison with who you were before, not another person today. Because the person you are comparing yourself with today may have been doing what you think you are just doing way longer than you. Some might have been doing content creation for 10 solid years, and you just started 2 years, and you already compare yourself that this person is already doing a lot. But there's some people that think people like Asha Khan just started. If you know his story, he has been doing content for a long time. He has been, I think I remember him on Hip TV, if I'm not mistaken. He has been doing content for a long, long time. There's nobody that just blew. So low self-efficacy would happen to you if you keep comparing yourself with others. It is okay to see the life of others and be motivated by what they do and say, wow, I have somebody who is doing similar thing with what I'm doing. Is doing it way better than I'm doing at the moment, with more structure, more gadgets, more investment. And I follow him and watch his video because it motivates me. We're both pastors, we're age mates, you know, he's in ministry, I'm in ministry, is an entrepreneur. This is entrepreneurship because I'm giving value as well. But I'm also a 9 to 5. But his way is ahead of me, and I appreciate it a lot because it motivates me that I'm not alone. Somebody's doing what I'm doing. I don't. It it does not feel weird. I don't compare myself with him, but I see him as a motivation for myself. Do not doubt your ability to succeed, because when you do, you procrastinate. You tell yourself, I can't do it today. I don't really. It's. I was talking to someone yesterday and I said, do you realize how you have been negatively speaking about yourself consistently with your words? If I try to say something, sir, no, 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 it will not work. It's not. I said, do you realize how you? It's because even the enemy knows the power of words. And even scripture says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is, and life and death lies in the power of the tongue. They that love it will eat the fruit thereof. It's not a religious session tonight, but I'm just giving you words from scripture that solidifies and backs up my point. When you doubt your own ability, you will procrastinate. And people will not understand, because the people who gave you the task to do believe strongly that you can do it. And one of the greatest dilemma in life is people believing in you more than you believe in yourself. It never ends well. If people believe in you more than you believe in yourself, you will never produce the best that you can do. It will never happen. It will never happen. So when people believe in you more than you believe in yourself, they have high expectation of you, and there's a standard they would want from you. But because you do not believe in yourself, you will not meet up to that standard. And then you misbehave, and then you procrastinate. There are many of you on this call. You procrastinate by not accepting a job because you believe that you are not good enough for it. One of the things I've had to learn the hard way this year is, in quote, damn the consequences and just try it. Learn on the way. Learn on the way. Another point which I've explained is negative self-talk and low self-esteem. When you keep reinforcing self-defeat continually, you're on this call here. I'm not prophesying, I'm giving an example, but amen. You keep telling yourself, I'm not a good writer, I'm not a good videographer, I'm not good in front of the camera, I don't even know how to talk in front of the camera. And you keep telling yourself that over and over and over and over and over again. It becomes your reality. It becomes your reality. As you keep speaking it, it keeps happening. It may sound simple, it may sound cliche, but that's the hard truth. That's the hard truth. I'm telling you. That is the hard truth. Because when you say, I can't do this, I can't do, you are talking to your subconscious. In one of our classes, I'm going to be teaching about subconscious mind, because I've been studying on it, and I've begun to see the power of the subconscious mind, and how many of us do not even realize the power of the subconscious mind, that we live a defeated life because we feed our subconscious mind with negative words. If there's an action item you would take from the class today, never speak negative about yourself. If you're not good at writing and you know you are not good at writing, just say, I am getting better with writing now. There's a fixed mindset and there's a growth mindset. A fixed mindset stays stuck on the current reality and professes it. Say, for example, you don't know how to dress, or you don't know how to combine colors, or you don't know how to write captions, you don't know how to take pictures, you don't know how to edit videos, and you keep saying, I can't edit video. That's a fixed mindset. I know the disadvantage of a fixed mindset, you will not grow. And if you don't grow, you will not offer new value. If you don't offer new value, you will not be rewarded, because reward and exchange come from a system of value. When value is provided, people will be able to reward you and say, okay, yes, I'm getting this. And this is one of the things I'm doing here. Why a growth mindset uses words like yet. I am here to learn how to write captions. I will get at it. I'm here to know how to dance. I will learn it. I'm here to know how to speak to people. I'll learn. I'm here to know how to pitch my business. I'm here to know how to talk to new people. I will learn it. I'm here to know how to be articulated with my words. I will learn it. I'm here to know how to write long words. I will learn it. And it's okay to make mistakes. Quickly, let me show you other things. Skills deficit now. This is when you actually do not know how to do something. When you are skill deficit, you procrastinate. Why? Because you know you cannot do it. The simple answer is to just learn it. Ask questions. You know, this happened to me recently. I was filling a KPI, and there's a way we have been doing it currently. But this month, I was given a new direction. Oh, try this in another way, blah blah blah. And I didn't do it for about 2 weeks. Although the deadline was in 4 months, in 4 weeks. And told me like, so I had like 4 weeks grace. It's so funny that task would not take me up to an hour, but I didn't do it for about 2 weeks because I was worried that this is not something I know how to do. One day I just took courage. I said, wait, why do I keep procrastinating this? It won't take me an hour to work on it. Even if I have not gotten deadline, I just called the HR. I said, I went to meet with him. I sat with him. I said, okay, please explain this. And explain this in 5 minutes. What I thought would take me an hour, would you believe it took me less than 10 minutes to correct? And I was like, if I had not asked these questions, I would not have known how to do it. So one of the ways that you can overcome procrastination is to learn that skill you do not have. You don't know how to do presentation. AI is a beautiful tool. Go online and start searching how to use AI to do beautiful presentation, how to write prompts. You think it's hard. Try it. Another one is emotional regulation issues. We always choose short-term comfort above long-term solutions. I will not do it today, Jare. Why? So that I can sleep. It's okay. You enjoy the sleep. But you see that task you did not do, you will wake up to meet it tomorrow. I will text this person. I'll text this person. How many of you have replied somebody in your mind and you realize you did not press send? How many of you have replied someone in your mind and you realize you did not press send? How many of you have realized you did not reply somebody, but you did not press send? You reply the person in your mind. Someone says every time, several times. It happens to many, many, many of us. Give said even today. Glory is smiling. Praise is saying several times. Bolaji says every time. Oinda says several times. Gloria says a lot of times. It's because many times we choose short-term goals, short-term comfort, which will eventually affect long-term benefits. Say, go reply. Just the moment you see it, reply almost immediately. Forget that notion that they will think you don't have work that you are doing. It's because you have work you are doing. That's why you reply them early. I do not negate the fact that sometimes there are people you need to ignore. Some messages that do not even deserve your time, which you just postpone. But choosing short-term comfort over long-term benefit will continually make you procrastinate because you will choose to be happy for the moment, not knowing it's going to affect. It's an exchange. There's an exchange. I was teaching voice members yesterday about how life is very transactional. By the way, that message is a classic. I myself am learning from it. So you should go and listen to it. It's about the other side, moving from lack to abundance. If voice members on the call here, they can attest to that message is an evergreen. I know the next time I will preach it, maybe not in church again, maybe in another place, in a bigger seminar. I know it's going to bless lives, but it's already blessing voice via. They are getting it firsthand before this man starts speaking to presidents and countries. You guys are getting wisdom in real time. You see, I said it. I see it already. Another one is cognitive distortion. Always looking at the extreme. Everything must be ready before I start. Always saying, if I don't do this thing well, I might lose my job. Who told you? Why are you imagining the worst scenario? Sometimes they give you work to do. You don't know the entirety, and you already started telling yourself, don't let me start this thing, because if I start, I will fail. If I fail, they will look at me as a bad person. If they look at me as a bad person, they will not give me work. If they don't give me work, I will not eat. If I don't eat, I'll become hungry. If I become hungry, I'll have ulcer. If I have ulcer, my stomach will pain me. Come on now, calm down. We always imagine the worst scenario. Just do it. Hey, if I do it wrongly, okay, let me wait. This person knows how to do it very well. Let me wait. Let me wait. Because if I don't wait, if I do it now, I make mistake. You can calm down. Just calm down. And just do it. Patiently. Okay, so let me watch very well. I dot my I's, cross my T's. Okay, when this person comes, they can check again. When you have cognitive, you're already thinking the worst thing that will happen if you don't do it well. You're already thinking the worst thing that will happen. And then when you think of the worst, and it becomes active in your head, you ignore and say, I will not do it. Why? Because there's a reality you've created in your head that in your subconscious you see it as real, but in real time, it has never happened. Do you know that your subconscious doesn't know what's real and what's imagined? That's how powerful your subconscious mind is. It's so funny that it literally is saying what the Bible says, that as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. Now that we've learned some of the things that cause procrastination, how then do we solve it? I'm going to give you 7 strategies. If you do at least 4 to 5 of these things, you'll be surprised how much you achieve in a short time. I'm not teaching you so that you while you wait. I'm teaching you so that you take actions. The first thing is avoid perfectionism. Just keep your standard realistic and aim for progress and consistency, not perfection. It will not always be perfect. Did you know that what you term perfect might be somebody's starting point? Is there anyone that agrees with me? That what you term perfect might be somebody's starting point. Does anybody agree with me? That what you term perfect is someone's starting point. Thank you. Hmm. So the truth is, there really is no perfection. Perfection is relative. Even when a group of people agree on something, it's still relative. For example, there are people that still do not believe that God is perfect. Human beings that the supreme being created do not believe that their creator is perfect. Some don't agree that it's perfect. They say, oh, he makes mistakes. He does this, he does that. I heard a very dangerous thing online today, and when somebody said he was trying to go to one of these progressive churches. Progressive churches are people who have like the church in Revelation have become lukewarm. They're neither hot nor cold. They've allowed the world to enter their doctrine. And the lady was saying that in Genesis, God lied. And the lady was saying that, you know that in Genesis, God lied? That it was the serpent that had to tell them the truth and say, let me show you in the scripture. And I was, oh my, I was like, wow. But that's a discussion for another day. Avoid perfectionism. Nothing really is perfect. Another one I want to tell you is motivation. Wait, okay. Motivation actually works. And how does it work? Start with a strong why. Start with a strong why. Have a good reason why you have to do that task now. And sometimes reward yourself for progress that you make. Because when you reward yourself, it clicks in your subconscious that if I do something well, I get a reward for it. And that's why they teach parents that you don't beat children when they first wake up. You don't beat children when they're about to go to sleep, because they will associate pain with waking up and sleeping. And there are some other times when you shouldn't beat children. You should not beat children when the situation for which you are punishing them for has long gone. He said the best time to discipline a child is immediately he does a wrong act so that they can associate the pain with that act. Has anybody heard that before, or you're just hearing for the first time? I'm waiting for your feedback in the chat. Has anyone heard that before? This is the first time you're hearing it. Having a strong why. And first time, Give says the first time, okay. I'm waiting for other people to give feedback. Give me a minute. So start with a strong why. Why do I really want to do this? Why do I have to do this? Ensure that the why is very strong. Say, for example, Why do I need to read my Bible? If I don't read my Bible, Satan will make mess of me. That's on a lighter note. Start with a strong why. And there's a book that that speaks on this actually, starting with why. Very good book. I haven't finished it, but I've read a bit of the book and the concept of starting with why. I start with why on many things I do because when you start with a strong why, when the questions of the world come, you'll be able to answer them. And another thing that is very important in overcoming procrastination is learn from your past, don't live in your past. Oh, I put pasta. I must be hungry when I made this presentation. That's on a lighter note. Learn from your past, don't live in the past, aka pasta. Don't dwell on past mistake. It has happened. The best you can do for yourself is to learn from it and avoid over worrying about the future and focus on today. Sometimes we are so engrossed with the mistake we made in the past and that we don't want to repeat it again. It happens that you are ashamed of the mistake you've made and you're like, you know what, I'm not going to do that thing again. So when such attacks come, you just keep pushing and say, it scars you. Heal from your trauma and learn from your mistakes. For the four other steps that you should learn is have a sense of urgency. Do it now. One of the things that separates high flyers from regular people is a sense of urgency. If you are a boss and you give work to 2 or 3 people, and out of the 3 people, one gives you an immediate update. All right, sir, thank you, I've gotten it. So far, this is what I've done. This is what we're doing. This is what I'm expecting. I'll give you feedback later at the end of the day. At the end of the day, person gives you feedback. Why the other two have not even said anything? But you know that they are doing something, but they've not told you anything. They just left the office and they are doing what they are doing. Or you own a business and you have salespeople, and one person gives you feedback. Oh, last week this is what I did. This week, these are the people I'm looking at. Although I didn't make any money last week, but I'm hopeful that this client will come in. Have a sense of urgency. The reason is when you do things early enough, you buy time for yourself. You buy more time for you to achieve more. Everybody has 24 hours. What separates us is our ability to work with urgency. Set micro deadlines. Launch the first step immediately to build momentum and reduce decision fatigue. Stop overanalyzing. Just do it. Start. I have to do this. I have to do this. It's very important. Pre-plan your day ahead. If this is one thing you do tomorrow, you'll be surprised how you overcome procrastination. If this is one thing you do, if this is just this, you sit down, you write your to-do for tomorrow. Create a schedule the night before to reduce morning stress. Follow it strictly to maintain focus and productivity throughout the day. This may seem very simple, but this was actually the result of a consultant's feedback to a conglomerate. They employed this consultant and said they wanted their managers to work well. The person did an interview with all the managers, spoke to them, and he told all of them to do just this one thing, that they should all plan their day ahead of time with pen and paper. Now, with the advent of technology, you can do it with Microsoft To Do or Google To Do list and have it down. The reason why I strongly advocate that you do it a night before is because the task that you have not finished is still fresh on your head. And as at that time, when you're writing it, you have a good sense of priority. This works for either you are a business owner, either you are an entrepreneur, either you are a corporate person, you are employed, whatever you are doing, whether you're a musician, you're in ministry, whether you are a content creator, if you plan your day before the next day, when you sleep, your mind will continue to ruminate on those things. Now, let me ask a question. Has it happened to anyone that there are times when what you're expecting to happen for you that week, you dream about it in your business or in your office? You dream about it. Say you have a presentation coming up on a Thursday, on a Friday, and on Monday or Tuesday, you dream about it. Has it happened to anyone on the call? That you have a dream about something you're expecting, that you have been thinking of. Maybe you have a report session you are going to do a day before or 5 days after. You dream about it. Someone says, yes, yes, sir. It happens to me. Yes, yes. See, it's not prophecy. It's not gimmick. It's the power of the subconscious mind. That when you think of something so much, it begins to play in your mind. And you can use this power for prioritizing your day ahead of time so that you not procrastinate. Because by the time you are thinking about something, your mind, when you sleep upon it, will arrange it for you. The moment you wake up, you will know what to do, step by step. This will also lead me to the next step or solution to overcoming procrastination, which is set priorities. Now, it is not only okay for you to set your day before time, it is important that you set priorities the right way. And I've taught a lot on time management. A lot. I'm sure you can go to my page on YouTube. A lot. I've taught eight beautiful time management strategies. If there's one thing I learned the hard way, and I will never get tired of teaching, is I can teach time management at the back of my hand. It's time management. It's time management. Time management is a blessing to everyone who is on the journey of personal development. Time management. Haven't you wondered how people who manage conglomerates live their life? It first dawned on me when I was in the banking system and I was a grown executive. I will have so many things to do. I'm reporting to a team lead, reporting to my HOD. The HOD is reporting to the divisional head. The divisional head is reporting to the ED. The ED is reporting to the MD. The MD is reporting to the GMD. And the line continues. And I'm saying, if me as a young executive, I have so much to do and I'm reporting to a team lead who reports to an HOD. Now, the HOD manages team leads and executive, meaning the work doesn't get easier. And I ask myself, how are they managing life? They will still go, like, I'm like, if I see you may be going home 11 or 12 every day because there's so much to do. That's when I learned about prioritizing work. There are work or tasks that you should not do. And there are works and there are tasks that you should do almost immediately. And the best or the most effective time management tool is a book by Brian Tracy. It's called Eat the Frog. And it's so simple. It says, do the most difficult things first. When you do the most difficult things first, that one task that it does not inspire you, is boring, you'll be surprised how much more you achieve in that day. And then start with the most important to the least important. Remember, I told you in the first point, pre-plan your day. It doesn't have to be plenty. See, you can first write just 4 things. I'll do A. Another time management skill is putting tasks in A, B, C, D. A is the most important. B is less important. C is least important. D is not important. So you can categorize. You can have 3 A activities in a day. You can have 5 A activities in a day. But in that 5 A activities, you see have some that are more important. Let me give you this secret to life. If every day you've accomplished all your A tasks and you touch a bit on your B tax and you don't touch anything in your C tax, you have earned your urgent okay. This was one of the secrets I learned from top executives. And I'm giving you for free. There's some knowledge I'm giving you that I paid to learn them. Don't worry, you still pay. So that I'm sure that you put it to action. Let me give you a quick scenario. Say you are someone should give me, let me use your life as an example. Someone should tell me what they do. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Let's take a quick sample. Let me do a free consultation for you. Quickly, first person, first person, first person, first person. Just tell me what you do. And let's work on your to-dos quickly. Personal assistant, great. You're a personal assistant. How many people do you work for? Virtually 2, 3, 4. You work with one. Now, today the person will have told you, oh, these are what I want you to do for me this week. How would you know what are the A tags for that person? First, they spend a lot of time explaining it to you and explaining how important that work is. Number two, they mention it a lot. Number three, it affects their own output and productivity almost immediately. Those are their A tags. So maybe the person you're working with says, I have a meeting with the MD by 1. Please remind me I have to call my mother or I have to call my friend by 12:30, and I have this presentation I need to finish up by 2. And the person works maybe in the banking sector or in an oil and gas or whatever. On a scale of preference, you already know that that call with the MD is more important because of work priority. Now, I'm not saying family members are not important, but I'm saying as of that time, based on a scale of preference, that MD meeting is very important. After the MD meeting, the presentation, and then the call. Now, depending on the relationship the person has with the mom or the focus of that call, because sometimes the call might just be just to check up. If they're explaining to you or not, that's like a B tax. So what you do for that one, because it's a B tax, you can do 2-time reminder text. 9 a.m. in the morning, 11 a.m. again. 2 texts. You said you need to call your mom. This is a message you can send to her in the meantime. But you see that meeting with the MD by 12. First thing in the morning, you do a list, checklist. Here are possible questions that the MD would ask you based on what you are doing. Blah, 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 blah. I may not have answer to all, but I believe if you prepare well for all these tasks, for all these questions, you can Google the MD. You can Google his personality. I'm just giving you a way for you to be exceptional. And now you can avoid procrastination, even for the person you're working with. So you do a list. I need to remind this person 4 times about the MD's meeting, the presentation. When you do that list ahead, when you are talking to her, the sense of value she has for you will be higher because you are reminding her of what will make her look good. So eat the frog. Do the ugliest thing the first. That presentation will be boring. Do it first. Because if the presentation will take you 3 hours, don't wait and say, oh, I'll do it later in the afternoon. And let me start with the ones I like. No, start with that ugly one. You see that 3 hours, let it be the first thing you do. The moment you are done, there's something that happens to you psychologically. You just tell yourself, I've done the worst work I can do today. Now let me enjoy doing the other work. And then under this setting of priority, understand the Parkinson laws of time management. And what does it say? It says that many times we manage time effectively to complete tasks based on the time we allocate to it. If you allocate 2 hours to a task, it will take you 2 hours to do it. If you don't allocate 2 hours to a task, it can take you a whole day to do it. How many of you have been chatting with somebody, they ask you for a solution to something in the morning and you will reply them later in the afternoon? They say, please, I need this person number. I want to call the person. And you say, okay, I'll send it now. And you sent it 3, 4, 5 hours after. What has it happened to before? Aha, one person said yes. You know why? It's because you did not give yourself a time allocation that I need to reply this person in 5 minutes. Parkinson's law of time management states that if you do not allocate time to a task, that task will take more time to accomplish based on the available time. That's why you see sometimes you want to send an email, it will take you 5 hours to send an email. You will type the email, you will wait, you go and talk to 1 or 2 people, you come back again. It's because you did not give yourself time to finish that mail. So one of the time management tools to help you understand Parkinson's law is time blocking. Tell yourself, from 1 to 2, I'm going to work on this presentation. From 3:30, I think I should take another class on time management again next year. What do you guys think? To refresh our memories. Because this is one of the things that will avoid procrastination. And then finally, organize your environment. Let me tell you a secret. If you work as a business owner, or you work from home, or you work in an open office, you will be less productive when your table is scattered. How many of you agree with me? You will be less productive when your table is scattered. Is there anyone on the call that agrees with me? It's okay if you don't agree. Maybe you've not found that. You'll be less productive when thank you. Thank you. Precious says yes. Give says yes. Tomike says yes. Adedoyin says yes. You know why? Because a cluttered environment does something to you psychologically. It tells you you're not ready to do good work because your mind needs to process information in the best way that it can. So when places are scattered, those scattered environment is giving you is giving your memory feedback. You should arrange. Oh, this thing be here? No, it should not be here. It should be there. Blah blah blah. While you're trying to concentrate to do your work, that information keeps feeding you. You know, that's why you see some people they'll say they have OCD, ADHD. It's like an extreme obsession with orderliness. If you're not careful, it can get to that point. By the way, many people just claim to have OCD and it's not OCD. You're just a neat person. OCD is a disorder. I don't pray disorder for you, please. Sickness is not a vibe thing. You should not claim it for yourself. But organize your environment. If you want to work from home, clean your house. Don't do it. Don't wake up and say, "Oh, one of the dangers of working from home is you wake up, you sleep. The moment you wake up, you just climb your bed or you just climb um your table or your chair, turn on your laptop and start working. You will not be productive. It's not a cause. Sometimes, many times, clean your environment. And cleaning just means arranging things the way they should be. Some of you have a study room where you go to read or pray or whatever important thing you do, and you found that you have not been doing anything. Why? It's because that place is not tidy. You are avoiding doing what you should do, and you keep procrastinating and procrastinating. Create an environment that supports your productivity, an environment that minimizes distraction. Somebody said to me in the office today that it looks like my response to them on official channels, like Microsoft Teams, for some of you that use Microsoft Office, is faster compared to WhatsApp. And I said yes, because I turned off my notification on WhatsApp, turned on notification on my system. Because if I open WhatsApp, I tend to read other messages and sometimes find myself on IG or Twitter. So what do? Once it's 11 or 12 every day, that's the time some of you here might notice. Sometimes I do it immediately I get to work. I tell myself I reply message in the first 10, 20 minutes because most times I write what I'm supposed to do the next day in the paper, so I already know what to do. I reply people like first 30 minutes of the day and then I stop till like 11 or 12 again before I reply people. Because if you don't manage your time, others will manage it for you. And when others manage it for you, they do not know your priority. So you will become less productive and then you procrastinate. So create a clean environment. If you're working outside, working anywhere, declutter, arrange things well. It will also help you form avoiding procrastination. I hope with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you that there are effective ways to become someone who does not procrastinate. Now, don't procrastinate you taking action. Don't procrastinate. Ziegler said, you don't have to be great to start. You have to start to be great. I know I'm a great person, but I will not wait till I'm great in quotes. I will start from where I am till I become that person I see myself. Because I know I will be. I know I will train presidents. I know I will talk to great men and women and give them life lessons. But you start from here. It starts for me speaking to great people as well, because every one of you on this call, you are great people who are on your path to greatness. Because it takes dedication and self-determination to say, okay, you know what, let me join this wisdom class. Let me hear what he has to say. You could have been somewhere else, but you decided to be here. And I know for sure I'm a great person who has the grace to raise great people. And that's why you are here tonight. And one of the ways for you to become great is to kill procrastination. It will not be an immediate process. It will take time. Yes, I know it will take time. But start today, and you'll be amazed how much you can accomplish. If you want to reach out to me, you can send me an email, contact@coacholumide@gmail.com, or send me a message. If you have questions, quickly, I will take two questions. I'll take two questions regarding how to overcome procrastination, and then we call it a night. It's already 10:15. I've used 15 minutes out of your. Thank you. I see somebody clapping. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. If you have questions, please do well to, you can raise your hand so that I'll mute you, or just type. I would give, thank you, Doing. Thank you, I appreciate. Thank you very much. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? If you're on the Wisdom class group chat, you have the opportunity to ask questions. That's the luxury that you have. We will be having another class next week, Monday. No, we will not have next week, Monday, because of youth convention. However, what I can do is maybe I will pre-record this session, and then I would play it for us to listen. Next week, I'm going to teach on a message from the future. A message from the future. Maybe I'll pre-record the session, drop it on the group chat so that you can listen to it, and then when you have questions, you can ask. Because we have our youth convention starts from next week, Monday, so I will just drop the link in the group chat. I'm not going to publicize it for others because convention will go on. But if you have questions, please do what to ask. If not, you can drop a feedback and let me know how much you enjoyed this session tonight. Like I said, please take these steps and actions. And when you see the changes happen, the first person that will benefit is you. It's not me. Someone said, how can I join the group chat? Okay, Insika, please can you copy the group chat and drop it in the chat section so that people, so that Doyin can join. Doyin has been very active tonight. Thank you very much. Doyin, from what group did you join today? Where did you get the link? Drop it in the chat section. If you want me to take personal classes, or you want me to train your department, or you want me to come talk to people in your office, I'm very much open. You can shoot me an email. I'm not too expensive of the moment. So you can yes, okay, from my WhatsApp status. Okay, all right, beautiful. So I'm not too expensive at the moment. If your department, your organization, your team members, on personal development, on career growth, this is my calling. I desire to see men walk in the fullness of their calling. And one of it is having a sound mind. And personal development, mental orientation, and career development are areas that we can have sound mind, most especially personal development. Till I meet and see you next week, Monday, I do hope that you take these simple steps and you will see how much more you can achieve. I tell you, the moment you start taking control of your life, you will notice that village people have got nothing on you. You are the one that I've only given them your address to visit. Thank you very much for joining. I believe it was worth your time. The link to the Wisdom Group chat is on the chat. Do well to join. Please do well to send in your feedback, what you loved, what you enjoyed, what we can do better, and we will do well to implement. God bless you. Have a wonderful night rest. Good night, everyone.